拍手してるな。まだいけへん。
な。Oh fuck me, it's hot. めっちゃ暑いな。うん。もう今までどう思う？
楽しかったよ。
楽しかったよ。
しんどいでも疲れた。
しんどい。No wonder obesity is not really a problem here in Japan. They spend months training for this. I should really do that. I just watched a pack of 70-year-olds smoke, I'm gonna say about 20 cigarettes each and then do this. Damn. And we're off again. Put out your cigarettes. Drink some water. That's the kind of preparation we're doing for this. as you can see from my incredibly red face, I have just come back and literally just walked in the door. I'm so tired. And before I get way into this hair, I've had enough of your shenanigans. I tied my hair super tight so that it wouldn't come out while I was running, and it then gave me a headache. So, I'm gonna get this out. We just ran for... God, how long did we run for? Hold on. I have a Fitbit that can tell me how to do. For 3 hours and 13 minutes. Wow. I regret that immediately. So tired. So we just had the practice for Danjiri Matsuri, which is... Danjiri is those big wooden cart things. Matsuri means festival, so Danjiri festival. Basically, we had a bunch of people pulling those carts, and then a bunch of people pushing and then running behind those carts, and I was one of the people running behind the carts. And it wasn't until today that I actually found out that I was going to be running, so I have done 0 training. So this has been the first exercise that I've done in some time. Not counting obviously my excellent dancing skills, but it's been the first time that I've actually made it to my daily step goal since like the 3rd month I was here. Oh god, that's so bad. Basically what I'm trying to say is I am not fit at all. So, put on a bit of weight since I got here. It's not good. It's not attractive. But it's okay, I live in a super conservative society where, you know, covering myself up to here is acceptable. So, no one has to see my rolls, my sushi rolls. For this. I didn't think I was allowed to run without doing training. And I thought that because my previous host family, I lived in a house that was directly next to the park where everyone does their practice. Almost said Renshu. Every night for about 3 hours at about 8 o'clock at night, you would hear people chanting and jogging and banging drums and playing flutes in practice for this, which is... The first day I was super shocked by. I was like, what's going on? Why are the people yelling? And then the second day I'm like, this is really interesting, I'm going to go watch them. And then the third day it was like, well, I want to go to sleep now, but I can't because there are 50 people running outside my window screaming, "Hoya! Hoya!" So that was very interesting. But I had fun. I was really surprised that I was able to not only keep up, but like I managed to get to the front. Well, not the front. We were running behind the cart. I managed to get up to the front of the behind of the cart area. And my legs are super long. I'm like a giraffe, way out of proportion. And I managed to get to the front, and then someone shoved me all the way up, so I was right up with the rope. Someone tried to hand me the rope, and I was like, oh crap, so I had to fall back. And then I got told that I wasn't allowed up there. It's only the men-only area. So, whoops. But when people saw me, there was 2 types of people that reacted to seeing me. There was the first type, they were like, what? Foreigners can run? I didn't know they knew how to do that. And then there was the other type of person that were like, what? Foreigners? That's amazing! Come on! And they would grab me and drag me up to the front like, look at this foreigner! She can run! That's great! So, that was fun. I stood out a lot. I have a small face, whatever that means. I have big blue eyes, and my hair is obnoxious and bright right now. So that happened a lot. A lot of people saw me. My face went bright red after the first like 5 minutes, so that was great. But we did a practice round where we ran around the block and practiced turning around corners, which is so the danjiri. The wheels face straight forward, they don't turn. So when you turn a corner, you have to drag the whole thing scraped along the floor to try and turn the corners. So the first couple of times we had to go around corners, that was very difficult, and it almost tipped over like a bunch of different times. But, because it scrapes, the wheels are made of wood, though they scraped, so the wheels had lots of flat sections on them. So by the end of it, it wasn't moving as well. But, I mean, we had to change the wheels at one point. We stopped and we had a bit of a pit stop and had a wheel change. That was cool. The first time they turned the corner and they went super fast and the whole thing almost tipped over. So that was super exciting. The dude on the top, so there's a dude that stands on the top with two of these and he like waves them around super amazingly. It looks super cool. And he was almost thrown off when they went around the corner. That poor guy! So much crap happened to him. We had so many near misses with power lines, and oh, there was one point it was terrifying. So we were on this big freeway that they'd shut off, and they had the big signs. They're blue. In Australia they're green. They've got the big roads. I'll find a photo. And we were coming up to one of those, and he turned around to like signal people to like keep going, because that was his job, to kind of like spur people on. And he turned around, and then that meant he didn't see it. We weren't going super fast, we were walking at the time, but it smacked him on the head. He didn't fall off, but he was knocked flat onto the Danjiri. And he hit it pretty hard, and it's a sheet of metal. It's a pretty hard thing. So I don't know what happened after that. I didn't see because I got shoved, but I think he was okay. I hope he was okay. I mean, we kept going for about an hour after that, so that was interesting. And yeah, lots of near misses with power lines. It was funny, on the street, so Japanese roads, for those of you who don't know, particularly in the area that I live in, are very narrow. So we had this big wooden Danjiri that was shooting down these tiny streets with hundreds of people pushing and running alongside it. So all the big poles and edges had been wrapped up with red and white towels, because we crashed into them so many times. The only way I can think to describe this really is the Japanese equivalent of Spanish bull running, in that it's super fast, it's pretty dangerous, it's kind of wild, super fun. Like, the adrenaline is what keeps you going most of the time. So that was super awesome, and it wasn't just running. So we would have short sprints, like insane, crazy, super dangerous, people being knocked over and trampled kind of sprints, and then there would be just stretches of jogging and then walking. We stopped for a little bit, changed some tires. So it wasn't just running, which meant it okay, but it was pretty exhausting, and I'm still bright red. Oh, God. So, but yeah, that was super awesome. What else happened? Oh, my shoes. Okay. Oh, I can't show you. They're in the Genkan. My shoes. Both shoes have now. I've worn massive, like this big, holes in them, and my right shoe, the bottom has just completely come off. So I have a week. Not even a week. I have sport tomorrow. Oops. I don't know what I'm gonna do there, but at some point I'm going to buy new shoes. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, it was so much fun. Oh, there was one point, we were coming around this corner and there was this big Japanese dude right in front of me, and he just went down. Like, he came around the corner and slipped, and he was right in front of me, so I kind of jumped over him, and then I went to turn around to, like, stop and help him, and there was 50 other people helping him, and someone else just ran straight into me and knocked me flat on my ass. If you fall over, like, 50 people immediately try and pick you up. But you have to kind of hold your own. There was lots of kids everywhere, and I was super nervous that I was going to crash into them. It's a little bit dangerous, but everyone looks out for each other, so that's fine. It's all good. But it's super... Oh, my legs are so sore right now. I have done zero training for this, except for like a few times we played Just Dance for a couple of hours, but that... Not quite the same thing as running. Hang on, what was it? 12? Hang on, let me just check. My little Fitbit here can tell me. We ran for 13 kilometers. Damn. Just random side topic. This Fitbit, right? Gary, you're a lifesaver. Thank you so much. Before I came to Japan, my Fitbit broke. The straps broke. And Gary, my lovely friend Gary, he bought me this cover thing. So this, along with some incredibly strong Japanese glue, I don't know what they put in their glue, but I glued so many things together by accident while I was trying to fix my Fitbit, is holding the straps together. So that has been awesome. Not that I'm doing an awful lot of sport, but if I didn't have a Fitbit, I wouldn't have a watch. So, and I wouldn't know how long I'd run today. So that's been great. I'm probably going to go take a shower now because I'm kind of gross. And I could definitely do with a long hot soak in the bath. Oh, I'm so tired. Maybe I'll just pass out. Go to sleep, drink the rest of this. It's not Pocari Sweat, that's disappointing. But it's not drinking sweat this time. But yeah, super fun Danjiri. It was just practice, so it was only 2.5, 3 hours long. Next week is the real one. So, and that goes from like 4 in the morning until like 6 o'clock at night. So I don't think I'm going to do the whole thing because I have school, but I definitely want to do it again. That's so fun. It was really hard to get footage because I was running, and the footage is just kind of... I didn't want to drop my phone. I nearly dropped my phone a few times, so... I would love to ride on the top of those things, but I don't think they're going to let me do that somehow. So, oh, this is so nice. This looks super weird, but it feels great. Yeah, I'm going to go take a shower and possibly pass the fuck out for a few hours. Until it's dinner time. I am super hungry, so I'm going to get food. But until then, sayonara. So I just got out of the shower and I had a nice long bath, and while I was soaking away the pain in my legs, I realised there was a bunch of stuff I forgot to talk about. And my face is still kind of pink, so now I'm wondering, do I have a sunburn? And I really hope not, especially on my nose. It's going to be irritating tomorrow. Anyway, so all the men that were there were wearing this kind of shirt. It's called a happy. Not happy, happy. Although I'm sure everyone was very happy. And these tight white pants, the name of which, I'm sure it has a name, but I don't know it. And special shoes called, I think they're called tabi, but don't quote me on that. They're the cool shoes with the toe thing. Not all the toes, just 2 segments. So they were pretty cool. And the women were wearing, most people were just wearing whatever pants. A lot of people were wearing jeans, which I thought was really strange. Like a lot of skinny jeans and then more loose jeans as well. I thought that was really strange considering we ran for a decent amount of time. But anyway, a lot of people wore jeans. And then I had my shirt on when I last recorded, but black shirt, kind of similar to the happy, but just a normal t-shirt with this kanji on it and this design. And this kanji is Fuji, because we live in Fujiicho. And every, I guess, suburb district has their own danjiri and then their own shirt and with different designs on it. So everyone ran together. Someone said there were 12 or 13 danjiris, but I'm not entirely sure. There were a lot. And we all just ran down these streets. That was super cool. Everyone had different colours, and ours was black, which was ridiculous in the heat. It was so hot. But anyway, that's fine. What else did I not talk about? Oh yeah, so today is Father's Day, so I probably won't upload it on Father's Day. Probably won't be Father's Day when you see this, or maybe it will. Probably not. But I have 2 fathers to thank. First, I want to thank my previous host dad, because this morning when they said, "Do you want to run?" at first I said no, because I don't like running. And also, I haven't been training, and I didn't have any of the clothes, so I didn't really want to run. I already stand out, so I didn't really want to run in normal clothes while everyone was wearing the black Fujiicho shirts. So they're like, no, you'll be fine. And then they gave me a shirt, and I was like, oh, but I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up, and it's really fast. In the end, he bullied me into going. He wouldn't, oh god, my shirt's getting all wet. That was awkward. He basically forced me to go. So thank you so much, because if he had done that, I probably wouldn't have gone. And it was super fun. I had a great time. kind of the same thing. Thank you to my birth father, my real father, back in Australia. Because before I left for Japan, at the airport, he told me to, and he told me many times before that as well, to never say no to an experience, to just go for it, even if you think it's going to be scary or risky. And the first few months of my exchange, I didn't really have a lot of opportunities where I really thought, yeah, I said yes to an experience I wouldn't normally have. But Reptile Cafe probably wouldn't have done that normally. That's not a thing that I would have just thought, hey, let's go and hold on to some snakes. And also this, if it weren't for my dad telling me that I should do everything I can and say yes to every possible experience, I probably wouldn't have tried to run 13 kilometers today. So thank you to, and all my other host dads that were, my first host dad wasn't there, but my current host dad, my previous host dad, and my next host dad was there as well. So lots of, it's actually only Father's Day in Australia today. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Japanese Father's Day was ages ago. So. But regardless, thank you. 本当にありがとうございました。I think that's everything. I don't know, probably I'll turn off the camera and then like 3 seconds and be like, oh crap, I forgot to mention that, but it was an excellent moment demonstrating that I almost said no to this experience. We ran the first practice lap and I ran with my host sister and my previous host brother, Kuranosuke, both whom have featured in previous videos. And at one point, because Kuranosuke, he's 6, so he couldn't really run that far, so at one point he decided to turn around and go back, and my host sister was like, okay, we're going to go back now, are you going? And I had this great moment of where I stopped and was talking to them, and everyone was running ahead, and I'm going, looking between the two, going, oh my god, what should I do? And I was like, fuck it, and I just ran, and I had to run quite far to catch up, because they were sprinting, and I just bolted. So that must have looked hilarious, to see this foreigner just in the middle of the street going, my host sister over there, the Danjiri rapidly disappearing down the street, going, oh my god, which way? And then just bolting, just sprinting down the street. That must have looked hilarious. But yeah, I think I'm going to go and finally take that nap now, because I am so tired. Or maybe I'll edit this video. I should probably do that. Oh, but I don't want to. Anyway, sayonara.